Alright, this might be one of the most random pro wrestling figures I've ever seen. And somehow, this one is very special because it actually shoots water. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the WCW Bash at the Beach Sting action figure. And yeah, not just an accessory because it includes a water cannon. Back in the 90s, WCW apparently was doing a lot of things like this at the time. Bash at the Beach, as we know, is one of the biggest events in the history of WCW. It's now one of the biggest staples in professional wrestling history. So apparently they decided to make figures that matched the concept of Bash at the Beach. Basically the whole summer over-the-top theme. Apparently this is not the only one that was available. We had one with Bret Hart, I believe, one with Goldberg, and I believe one with Lex Luger. There might be a couple more, I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if there are, and let me know if you had them. So, as we know, this version of Sting is based on the black and white look. I mean, that's the Crow Sting, the Sting that a lot of us know and love very much. Although there's a lot of us out there that love the Surfer Sting as well. As a matter of fact, there are fans out there that actually prefer the Surfer Sting. That's okay. You know, at the end of the day, the fact that Sting is appreciated, that's what truly matters. Man. But as we know, Sting, of course, one of the most iconic wrestlers of all time, actually retired in 2024 with AEW. That was a moment, seeing that match with Darby Allin when he won the World Tag Team titles, and then retired as a wrestler. A career that lasted 40 years. It was a special, special moment. But anyway, back to this action figure. They didn't want to keep it simple. They really wanted to create something very unique and something very popular because they added the Hydro Claw water cannon. You were literally supposed to fill it with water and spray the water. And that's what makes this so interesting. It's not about realism, ladies and gentlemen. It's about basically how creative wrestling merchandise was back in the day. Stuff like this doesn't really get made anymore. I mean, do they really make things like this anymore? I'm sorry, y'all. I don't go to Toys R Us anymore. I mean, Toys R Us is here. It's supposed to come back. But back in my day, it was KB Toys and Toys R Us. So apparently that part of my childhood is long gone. I don't think it's going to come back, unfortunately. So I really don't think they make things like this anymore. But if they do, again, let me know. But this, as a collectible, it's not about it being rare or expensive. It's truly about how unique it is. And this thing is unique. This thing is a artifact, in my opinion, because I'm a lifelong fan of pro wrestling, and I'm a passionate collector of vintage toys. So this thing means a lot to me personally. Alright? And if you grew up watching WCW, if you grew up watching professional wrestling, you would instantly recognize which era this was from. From the freaking 90s. WCW versus the WWF. The Monday Night Wars. Man, good times, huh? So, man, yeah, you would absolutely recognize this in a heartbeat. And honestly, this right here might be one of the most unexpected wrestling figures you could come across in a long time. I think back in the day, you may have expected this, but today, you would not, okay? Because only in that era would you get a Sting action figure with a freaking water cannon. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing is one of a kind, truly a staple to the hobby of collecting vintage professional wrestling toys. This thing at this point might be extremely rare. And I stress might be.